SMU crew, today I'm going to show you how you can use Facebook Lives as an integrated part of your Facebook page strategy. Now, one thing to know about Facebook Lives is that generally speaking, it's not going to make sense for them to come from you as the social media strategist or Facebook page manager. However, I'm going to share with you guys some strategies that you can use, especially this in conjunction with the next lesson all about ManyChat and how to get the most bang for your buck from every single live that your client does. Now, the very first thing that I recommend is if you have not yet done so, go through the Viral Framework training so that you can see exactly the type of titles that you can suggest to your client. Whenever I go to create a Facebook Live, it's a lot easier for me if I already have a topic so that way I'm not sitting there wondering like, well, what in the world am I going to talk about? So you can actually create several titles for your client to create their next few Facebook Lives with. And I recommend about a Facebook Live per week, but if your client is not doing any currently, maybe one per month is going to be enough just to get started. Now, the very first thing that you're going to do, I actually recorded one today, so we're going to take a peek at this real fast. The very first thing that I do is I go live, and I've got, of course, my title. But before I add in all of the powerful call to actions, the very first thing I do is I go live and then I drop it in the chat. So when I first went live on my page, none of these call to actions here were visible. So only this title was visible so that way it doesn't push anyone away or keep them from hearing the message in this powerful video. So the very first thing that I do is create the title. I go ahead and then add these later, and then halfway through the training I drop these in the chat for people and then call them to action. But I'm going to show you guys all the different ways to maximize this. Now, the very first thing that I'm going to show you guys is when your client needs to go live, the easiest way I found is to do it from desktop. You're just going to select live once you're in the business manager on the Facebook page. So go ahead and select live. I've had issues with going live on the phone, so just know the desktop is a lot more reliable. Now, Facebook is actually testing out this live producer, and so at first it looks really complicated. Just make sure that the right page is listed. If you want to share to a group, make sure you change it, share to your timeline, that's your profile, but make sure that the page that you want to stream on is listed. Then you can give it a title here, which I recommend grabbing one of the topics from your Viral Framework that you do for your clients. The client's also going to add any text that they want to here, but you can of course do this for them to make their job easier. Switch to use camera, and then this one pulls up my wrong camera, so I'm going to pull up my correct camera, and that's all that I tweak. Then I hit go live once it's time to go live. Now, this is a kind of key to the process. First and foremost, near the end of the video, I add in a call to action after I've shared some value. I ask people to comment below throughout the video as well. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. That's totally fine. But you're not just asking people to comment for now, you're asking them to comment for later because this will continue to grow over time. So then I edit the copy on this so that it adds in all of these juicy call to actions. And then from there, I'm going to reply to every single comment that you get on this video. Now, there's a few ways to maximize this ultimately, and one is to go ahead and open it. Content, you know how. You can actually download this, and if you didn't say anything about Facebook, you can download the video and upload it as a YouTube video, and that's a powerful way to get double the bang for your buck. So that's one strategy that I recommend. Another thing that you can do as well is you can turn this into a podcast if you feel like it. I like to just add a little intro to my podcast that says, hey guys, I just did this training on another social media platform, but it's so good I need to share it with you guys here on this podcast. Check it out. And then I insert the audio from this. You can also upload this to otter.ai or temi.com and get the transcriptions from this video as well. And those are all powerful ways to repurpose this content with the domino content in mind. But then there are a few other ways that you can really ramp this up. So in the next lesson, I'm going to show you guys how to use ManyChat to get double the bang from your buck from every single post and every single live that your clients actually do. But then you can also run ads to this. So one great way to do that is by going to your ads manager. Inside of my ads manager, I'm going to create an ad, and I generally speaking like to use engagement as the metric or video views here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a daily budget or a lifetime budget. Just be careful that you know the difference between daily budget and lifetime budget. Always double check this. And even if you said, I only want to spend $10 on this, you totally can, just to get some more eyeballs on it. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and hit continue, and I'm going to show you guys how to grab that particular video. Add in your targeting here, which we'll talk about in a future lesson, but add in all the targeting where you want it to show up. If you are using ManyChat, make sure you do manual placements and only have Facebook main newsfeed available. You don't want to add the right column. You don't want it on Instagram, just on Facebook, so that way you don't miss out on any of that traffic. Select the start and the end date if that's important to you. And then I'm going to show you guys how to actually select that particular Facebook Live to get extra traction. Ready for it, guys? We're going to go ahead and select a post that we've already created. So on this add level, we're going to go use existing post, select a post, and we're going to be able to find my Facebook Live right here. Give it just a second to pull up. There we go. Beautiful. And that's how you use a Facebook Live in ads. Now, of course, some of these errors might come up, and if that's the case, just remove Instagram feed from the placements, okay? So you can also add a button for the call to action if you want. You can add in a website here. That's kind of a helpful way to go about it. But this is how you maximize your clients' reach with Facebook Lives. I will catch you guys in the next training.